Good morning, Messiah Lutheran Church family members and friends. It's me, PJ. Welcome home is the message for today. So grateful for your presence with us. Happy Sunday. It's Sunday, May 23rd, 2021, the feast, the festival of Pentecost. And dear church, welcome home. Today we welcome back in-person worship, our second service. We're wearing red for the Feast of Pentecost. Remember to wear red at one of our services this morning, our 8 and now our 10 a.m. service coming inside. For those of you, just so you know, coming to that later 10 a.m. service, if you prefer to stay on the parking lot, you can still listen to the FM broadcast of that service and participate that way. A special shout out to you, dear church. In many ways, this is seen as the birthday of the church, where the disciples received the gift and the power and the presence of the Holy Spirit to go out and do all that they've done for 2,000 years. People have trusted in that promise. And today, dear church, here at Messiah, we gather once again in this sacred place to be church, so that we can go back out to go do church wherever we are. And so I want to encourage, I want to invite you to remember this special celebration, this Feast of Pentecost, Penta, meaning 50, an opportunity for us to remember our home and to come back as we are willing and as we are comfortable. And dear church, we offer the 8 and 10 a.m. to you today. In many ways, this is known as a little Easter, Penta. It's its own festival. Penta means 50. On this 50th day after Easter, we celebrate this special moment in the time, in the life of the church, of the disciples receiving the Holy Spirit and going out and sharing that word, that promise with others. But before they do, they remember and they huddle together. And they gather together as we do here, dear church. And so on this day, beautiful weather that we've been experiencing, beautiful opportunity for us to remember the gifts of the Holy Spirit. And there are, to me, signs of the Holy Spirit all around us, in the weather changing, in the community garden now being planted, how people have come throughout this past week to help clean and spruce up our gathering space and this space that we'll enter back into. And of course, there's always things to be done, dear church, but it's a remembrance to me how the Holy Spirit works in and through each one of us. And so I want to offer to you this day and this Messiah moment on this Sunday, this Pentecost prayer. God, the light of your Spirit has fallen upon us. The seal of your ownership is on us. You have placed the Holy Spirit in our hearts. Like tons of fire, it has renewed and restored. In our rising and our sleeping, in our working and in our playing, in our joys and in our sorrows, your Spirit's brightness has dispelled the darkness. In our loving and caring, in our touching and our listening, in our thoughts and in our actions, God's Spirit has brought life out of death. We have life out of death of this pandemic, dear church. And even though there are still signs of the pandemic around us and around the world, we have seen life now come. That there is life, an opportunity for us to be church, to gather as church, as people are comfortable and willing to come together and pray, to remember the gifts of the Holy Spirit given to us. So if we'll see you this morning on our stream or in person at 8 a.m. or in person at our 10 a.m. second service or out in the parking lot, the message is pretty simple today, dear church. On this Feast of Pentecost, happy birthday and welcome home. Welcome home, dear church. We'll see you in a little bit for worship. Remember that red. Let's continue to look out for each other and for ourselves. Thanks for the privilege of this time to be with you. And let's come and be church, and let's go be church after church. Thanks be to God.